Hello, I'm Pahla B from pahlabfitness.com, and today we're talking about the 10 most overrated exercises. Now, before we get into this countdown, I do want to let you know that there's almost no such thing as bad exercise. Any kind of exercise is good for you as long as it doesn't injure you. And that's actually the tack that I took when I was deciding which exercises are overrated. I rated them from a couple of different perspectives. First of all, which ones are more dangerous for somebody who's just starting out in fitness, and also which ones are more or less functional, because I know you want to look good, but I also want you to be strong and fit for the real world. So without further ado, let's start counting down. Number 10 on the list of the 10 most overrated exercises is the forward lunge. Now, I want to let you know I am a huge fan of lunges. They're a great complex exercise that works on your balance and your leg strength. The problem with the forward lunge, though, is that it can be really tricky for beginners, especially when you do something like walking lunges, where you're taking big steps and really moving your body weight around without having a great idea of where you are in space and time. A far safer exercise, better for your knees, better for your hips, better for your ankles, is to do a reverse lunge. From a standing position, taking a big step backwards, it's almost impossible to overreach, and you'll know exactly where you are with your balance and your leg strength when you're doing reverse lunges. Now, number 9, might surprise you a little bit, it's jumping jacks. Plain old jumping jacks. And the reason I called these overrated is because honestly, for beginners, they're pretty tough, especially if you've got a fair amount of weight to lose. Jumping jacks is a full body, high impact exercise, and there are lots of great low impact alternatives that can really help protect your joints while still giving you that great cardiovascular boost. Now, number 8 is triceps dips. Now, the reason I called this one overrated is because it's a great exercise if you're already fit. Again, from a functional standpoint and also from a beginner standpoint, a triceps dips can be super difficult on your shoulder complex if you don't already have the upper body strength to hold your own body weight from a relatively compromising position. But I know you want to target those triceps, and I totally agree, everybody wants to get that flag. A far safer alternative would be to use some sort of free weights like dumbbells and reach up over your head and do a triceps pull down. You can use far less than body weight to get you up to shape to be able to do triceps dips. Now, number 7 is the good old leg press machine. Now, I have a problem with a lot of different machines, you'll notice during this list, because unfortunately, the machine tends to do a lot of work for you. Again, from a beginner standpoint, this is kind of nice to be able to have the machine guide your body in the right plane of motion. But once you've done a couple of machines for a little while and you've started to get some strength, from a functional standpoint, it's definitely time to move to body weight or weighted exercises that require you to balance and strengthen yourself. A great alternative to the leg press machine is just good old squats, weighted or unweighted. And continuing on my list of leg machines is number 6, the hamstring curl machine. You know, your hamstrings are actually helper muscles. They help you with a lot of other movements that you make. So targeting them specifically isn't super functional. They're meant to be helpers while you're doing a more complex kind of exercise. Now, a great way for beginners to do a functional hamstring exercise is to start on the ground in a bridge position. You're really targeting the whole rear chain, getting the hamstrings and the glutes and even up into the lower back involved when you do a bridge, rather than just those hamstring curls. Now, number 5, oh my goodness, I'm still on these machines. The adductor abductor machine, the inner and outer thigh machines. Again, we're targeting muscles that are meant to be helpers. Now I know if you are a woman, you definitely want to thin those inner thighs. I totally get that. But let me tell you something. You're not actually reducing leg fat on your inner thighs by using that machine. A much better way to get full body fitness is to do curtsy lunges. It targets your inner and outer thighs, but you also get the rest of your lower body involved, your glutes and your quads and your hamstrings, for a really functional exercise. Let's go ahead and move away from those machines for now. Number 4 is the sit-up. You've probably heard this before. Sit-ups and crunches. They tend to not be great exercises, and people say they're bad for your back. But my problem with them, the reason I'm calling them overrated, is because they're simply not functional. It's not functional for you to lay on your back and curl forward. Anytime you're going to be using your abdominal muscles in the real world, you're very likely to be standing up. And that's a great way to work your abs. From a standing position is absolutely the most functional. And the simplest thing you can do to work your abs is to stand on one foot. Balance work uses your abs, and you also get a little bit of bonus butt work when you're doing standing balance too. So any kind of standing balance exercise, way better than those overrated sit-ups and crunches. All right, we're coming down to the bottom of the list. Number 2. I know this one's going to upset you, but I have a problem with the elliptical machine. It is definitely overrated. Now, I understand that you like the elliptical because you get super sweaty. It feels like a great workout. But I will tell you that you can actually get a better full body cardio exercise by doing basically anything that resists gravity more than the elliptical machine. The elliptical is doing a lot of the work for you, even if you have the intensity set high, even if you have the resistance set high. It is much more difficult for your body to resist gravity by either walking or jogging or jumping rope, or even those other low impact exercises that we were talking about earlier, than the elliptical. From a functional standpoint, and really from a time standpoint, you can burn more calories and get a better workout not using the elliptical machine. And then the number 1 most overrated exercise, according to me, is the biceps curls. Now, I totally understand that they're easy and they make your arms look good, but the reason that they're not so good for you is because they're too easy for you. A biceps curl only uses one joint, your elbow, and just moving your elbow means that you are getting very, very, very little work done. To get more bang for your buck, go with a complex exercise. You can do a biceps curl as part of a press up, or as part of a fly, as part of a lot of other exercises. But when you use a lot of different joints in a lot of different planes, you'll get a much better workout in a shorter amount of time. Now, I hope I haven't destroyed your favorite exercises, and if I have, well, at least I've given you some great alternatives. Here's to you getting fitter and stronger. Thanks so much for watching.